Hey there! In this quick explainer, we're going to learn how to play District Noir.
So, what is this game all about? Well, it's a really sharp two-player card game. You and your opponent are leaders of rival organizations, both fighting for control of the city. So, if you've just cracked open the box and you're itching to play, you're in the right place. We're going to get you up and running with everything you need to know.
All right, first things first, what's the goal here? It's actually super simple. You just want to win control of the district. And there are two very different ways you can pull this off. You can win by having the most points after 4 rounds, or there's a much faster way. If you manage to collect all 3 special city cards, boom, you win instantly, right then and there.
Okay, let's get this game on the table. The setup is really quick, so let's walk through it step by step. First up, grab that 45-card deck and give it a good shuffle. Then, without peeking, you're going to remove 3 of those cards from the game completely. After that, deal 5 cards to each player. That's your starting hand. Plop the rest of the deck in the middle, draw the top 2 cards, and place them face up to start a row. Last thing, just flip the faction token to see who gets to go first. Simple as that. And that's it. Your game should look something like this. The board is set, and you're ready to dive in. Okay, now for the fun part, how the game actually works. On your turn, you have a really simple choice to make, but trust me, it's a big one. You can only do one of 2 things. So your first option is to play a card. This is super straightforward. You just pick a card from your hand and place it at the very end of that row in the middle. Your other option is to take 5 cards. When you do this, you scoop up the last 5 cards from that row and add them to your score pile. Now, here's the catch, and this is probably the most important rule of the game. You can only choose to take 5 cards 1 time per round. Just once. That decision is going to shape everything. Because as soon as you take those cards, your options for the rest of the round shrink. From that point on, you can only play cards from your hand. No more taking. So you really have to time it right. All right, so you're going back and forth, playing cards, maybe taking cards. When does a round actually wrap up? It's simple. A round is over once both players have taken 6 turns. Basically, when your hands are empty, you know the round's done and it's time for a quick reset. So how do you get ready for the next round? Easy. Any cards left in that center row, just leave them there. Then you both draw a fresh hand of 5 new cards. And finally, you pass that faction token over to your opponent. They get to start the next round. Okay, you play a total of 4 rounds. And after that, it's time to see who won. So let's talk about scoring. But before we get into points, don't forget about that instant win. Remember, if at any point you get all 3 of those city cards, the game just stops. You've won. No need to count points. But, you know, that instant win is pretty rare. So if nobody pulls it off by the end of the 4th round, it all comes down to points. So how do we figure out who has more? Okay, let's break down the scoring. First, you've got your support cards. Those are the ones numbered 5, 6, 7, and 8. You look at each number one by one. Whoever has more of a certain number gets those points. So if you have more 6s than your opponent, you get 6 points. Simple, right? But watch out for ties. If you both have the same number of 8s, for example, then nobody gets those 8 points. Next, if you manage to collect a full set, a 5, a 6, a 7, and an 8, you get a nice 5-point bonus. And finally, you just add up the points from your alliance cards and subtract the points from any betrayal cards you picked up. Once you've added all that up, it's pretty straightforward. Whoever has the highest score is the winner and takes control of District Noir. All right, before we send you off to play, I want to leave you with one really important tip. This is key to playing the game well. What this really means is this game is not just about your own hand. It's about what you force your opponent to do. See, every card you play changes that row of 5 cards that can be taken. So you constantly have to be thinking, what am I leaving behind for them? Sometimes the best move is taking cards just to stop your opponent from getting something great. It's all about controlling their options. And that's really all there is to it. You know the rules, you've got a key tip. You are now ready to jump in and stake your claim on District Noir. Enjoy the game.